For this video, I wanted to do a recap of my experience using the Vuze Plus 3D 360 video camera from Human Eyes. I will share some of my highlights from videos that I've shot to help illustrate both the good and bad points of the product.
Pond over here on the left is one that we put in back when I built the place 20 years ago. I haven't checked it lately, but at one time we had a pretty large population of goldfish living in there, and they were self-sufficient and were there for a number of years. Added them back when the pond was first put in.
I purchased the Vuze Plus when I started my first VR production class in order to work with stereoscopic 3D. While the university had monoscopic 360 cameras available for checkout, the fact that I lived over an hour from the campus made the logistics difficult. This, combined with the fact that I wanted to experiment with stereoscopic 3D 360 video without having to check out much more expensive cameras, made the Vuze Plus, with its relatively low price point, a good contender for this. The reviews from 2019 confirmed what I thought, so I bought it from B&H in the fall of 2021 for around $1,500. In addition to shooting 3D 360 video in a 4K format, the unit also boasts having ambisonic audio built in to go with the video. This, in theory, makes the unit a self-contained recording device for both audio and video. The camera is a square frisbee-shaped housing with a total of 8 physical cameras and lenses, 2 on each of its sides. One of those 2 is used for the left eye and the other the right eye. The 4 left cameras are stitched together to make up the left eye sphere, and the other 4 are stitched together to make the right eye sphere. This is much more sophisticated than most monoscopic 360 cameras that only have to stitch together images from 2 180-degree cameras. Additional sophistication comes in the form of gyroscopic and accelerometer sensors in the Vuze Plus that help the software determine the orientation of the camera and the stitching once you've exported the footage to your computer. The software comes with the Vuze and will export the video as a standard H.264 MPEG in 4K using the over-under format that is compatible with most video editing software such as Adobe Premiere. The product does suffer from a couple of weaknesses. The first has probably been evident in the clips shown here. With the additional lenses, parallax and stitching are more complicated and more prone to artifacts. These clips were exported and their stitching rendered by the Vuze software that came with the camera. Anything closer than about 6 feet starts to distort in the stitching line. This is especially evident in things like the car scenes in my trip to OU, or when the kittens wander into the stitching lines while playing. It would be interesting to run some of this footage through a third-party stitching product such as the SGO Mystica, but the price tag for that software is too expensive for my budget at this point. Although the audio is recorded in ambisonic format, the microphones used do not have as high a sound quality as I would like to have. Also, some of the videos I have shot have been from a moving vehicle, and the audio definitely has a lot of problems with the wind noise, even at low speeds. I also noticed during editing that only 3 of the 4 ambisonic channels appear to be active. There does not seem to be a height channel audio recorded by the Vuze Plus. While the audio issues can be worked around by using a separate ambisonic recorder such as a Zoom H3 VR, I'm disappointed that the manufacturer went halfway by including a low-quality audio recorder, instead of finishing the job by using a full-quality recorder after putting in that much effort. To compare, if you listen to this video where I am setting up for the drone flight, you can hear the difference when I switch from the Vuze Plus's native audio to the Zoom H3 VR recorder's audio. Okay, looks like we're rolling now. biggest challenge with this project is the fact that everything has to run off of an amp, and the apps don't always seem to want to connect very well. Okay, let's try this again. Got to go through three different Wi-Fi's to connect to each individual device and start it. Alright, there we go. Alright, the sphere is now recording. Drone is powering up now. And the drone's online. Okay.
Maximum flight altitude reached.
So in conclusion, would I buy this camera again? Yes. It's given me the opportunity to learn more about the workflow for stereoscopic video and gain a better understanding of the pros and cons of working with that format. Would I use stereoscopic 3D 360 for every professional project? No. Stereoscopic video sacrifices half of your vertical resolution to gain the 3D element. That 3D element can only be experienced by the audience when they're using the VR headset. Social media platforms do not convey that quality. So unless you're targeting VR users, it isn't worth the extra complexity and reduced resolution. Of course, you could use a more expensive professional 3D 360 camera to overcome these limitations. But at triple the price of the Vuze Plus, that camera is beyond the reach of most college students. The Vuze Plus is an economical option for learning stereoscopic 3D 360 video production. Okay, there we are. First flight with the new drone.